Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Cunanan. Tonight's topic is medical marijuana. And joining us are Mr. Chuck Manansala. He's the founder of the Medical Cannabis Research Center, and Dr. Jem Mark Mutia, and he is with the Philippine Doctors for Medical Cannabis. Dr. Jem, of course, Chuck, welcome back to our third and final segment. Very nice topic, very nice, very enlightening, very eye-opening. Doc, let's talk about the comparison between, let's say, between alcohol high, an alcohol high and a marijuana high.
Yes, so we're talking about recreational drugs here. As drugs for recreation, we use it to alter our perception of things. We want to feel different. It's natural for humans to want to feel different.
An escape.
Yes.
Sure.
From kids spinning around, getting dizzy, that's where it all starts. We want to feel different. In alcohol, your inhibitions are diminished. That's why you tend to care less about things. You
act irresponsibly.
Irresponsibly, yes, that's an important note. In contrast to cannabis, you care less, but you are still yourself. Your judgment is not impaired. Yes, you do not do stuff that what you call you would regret the next morning. Unlike alcohol, in layman's terms, the girl would seem pretty now, but when you wake up, she's not that pretty. That doesn't happen in cannabis.
Yeah.
How pretty she is tonight will be how pretty
Or let's say
she
some
is
parties,
tomorrow.
some people, when they drink too much, they end up making fools of themselves.
Yes.
Because, you know, they have no inhibitions anymore.
Yes,
And,
that doesn't happen in
Really?
cannabis.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now,
And it's
from a
very
user,
common in alcohol that you forget what happened the night before.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
There's a gap in your memory. That doesn't happen in
so with marijuana, as a former user, it doesn't remove your inhibitions, does it? No.
no.
But
It does not.
you're still yourself. You still know what you're doing, except that what changes? You're just happier. You're just more chilled
You're
out.
happier and you are more creative. Your creativity expands.
It sounds like marijuana makes you a nicer person, no?
It does. In fact, it
And
does.
it is very important to note when comparing recreational drugs, marijuana has no hangover. You will not regret it the next morning. You can wake up perfectly rested, perfectly normal.
Helps you
And
sleep
you
better.
are-
Helps you sleep better.
It makes you sleep better,
Yeah,
yes.
Right.
And in contrast to, Sir Chuck already mentioned earlier, the anti-nausea effects of cannabis, alcohol is the inverse. You tend to vomit when you get too much.
Right.
So why are we drinking? Why don't you smoke
One,
marijuana?
one of the things they say about marijuana that makes it dangerous is that you lose memory or you tend to forget things. Actually, that's good because we do need to purge ourselves of some memories.
Short-term memories.
Especially memories that are very painful and traumatic. That's why they are in Israel. They are using marijuana for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
From soldiers from the field who experience death.
Yeah, horrific
and-
things.
and horrific things.
Yes.
It helps soldiers become normal again.
Now, okay, you hear in the news like, okay, drug-crazed youths broke into a house, and this is not marijuana. This is not
it's
really
not
not
the
at all.
marijuana
Yeah.
that caused such behavior. It means that they're still likely to do that even if they were not intoxicated. It's not the direct effect of cannabis to make them do crime. The summary of the effects of cannabis is hungry, happy, sleepy. It makes you just chill and relax.
That's
it doesn't,
nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it doesn't make you. In fact, some people don't want it because they become complacent or like they become lazy and they're just satisfied with
Content.
yeah,
Just
their
contentment.
content,
You're not
yes.
aggressive. You're not.
Definitely not. Aggression is
Enjoying the moment.
Yeah,
Very
Being
nice.
in the
Right.
moment.
Perfect.
being in the moment.
Beautiful sunset. You know that kind of thing. No?
Yeah.
In
fact, Carl Sagan, a very prominent astronomer, he was already 36 years old and established in NASA when he started using cannabis. It made him appreciate the things he did not appreciate before, and it carried over even if he was sober. So
Very
it
nice,
made
very nice.
it opened him to new doors.
Now, is cannabis harmful? In what ways can cannabis be harmful?
First of all, the most measure of harm is death or mortality. And again, you cannot die from cannabis directly. Okay, the most that could happen is you could have you could be very sedated, so you'll just sleep. And when the cannabis gets breakdown in the body, then you regain consciousness and you wake up perfectly normal. It is safe to pass out on cannabis because it does not impair the respiratory and cardiovascular center in the brain, unlike alcohol and these opioids and benzodiazepines or sleeping pills, that when you take too much, not only your consciousness or not only do you sleep, you also stop breathing and your heart stops beating.
Okay.
That
And this is
doesn't
why-
happen in cannabis.
And this is why people die when they OD on the sleeping
Yes,
pills.
that's
no?
why, yes.
Michael Jackson on Propofol.
Propofol, yes.
Propofol.
Wow, okay. Now, okay, we actually touched on conditions that can be treated with the use of
Yes.
marijuana.
Yes.
Where, in which cases can cannabis be helpful and effective, Doc?
To explain that, we have to understand that cannabis is a similar compound. Cannabis is a naturally occurring plant with compounds that are similar to compounds naturally occurring in the body. All right? The chemicals of interest in the marijuana plant we call cannabinoids. They have cousins in our body, okay? We call endocannabinoids. And they act on the same receptors on the cells, meaning to receive the signal to make changes in the body.
Okay.
And only cannabinoids attached to those, all right? Now, why do we have receptors for cannabis? It's not because we are meant to smoke and get high, but again, the endocannabinoids have a basic function or homeostatic, meaning to maintain normal balance in the body. The first time we encounter cannabinoids is when we're infants. It's found in breast milk to stimulate appetite. We can summarize...
colostrum.
Yes, yes. We can summarize the effects of the endocannabinoids in 4 terms: eat, rest, forget, and protect. So again, eat as an appetite stimulant, rest by improving sleep, sedation, relaxing the muscles because it's a muscle relaxant, relaxes the smooth muscles of the arteries to lower blood pressure, to dilate the airways of the lungs because muscles control the constriction of the lungs. Forget, because again, forgetting is a normal response, a normal mechanism in the brain. If you're commuting in the MRT, you don't want to remember all the faces you see. That's why forgetting is a natural
absolutely,
mechanism. And again, most especially in fearful or aversive memories, traumatic
Post-traumatic
memories,
stress
it
disorder.
can eliminate traumatic memories.
Very
So
nice.
forgetting is the third thing. Next is protect. Protect because it is a very potent antioxidant, meaning,
Wow.
yes, it protects from free radicals. These are chemicals that cause damage in the body. It is a potent anti-inflammatory, so it mediates inflammation. And for the viewers right now, you could search cannabis as neuroprotectants. It is actually patented by the US government since 2003. Cannabis as neuroprotectants, because this is very marvelous, because our brain cells do not regenerate when they die. That's what when a person suffers a stroke, they get paralyzed throughout their life. But cannabis is able to reverse the damage after the injury. Might it be from a stroke or from a head trauma accident? It can prevent those because it is a neuroprotectant. So those are the basic functions of the endocannabinoids. So those are also the basic effects of cannabinoids from the marijuana plant.
So the effects of marijuana?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
I mean,
Recent
it's-
studies
wow.
show a preventive effect of marijuana on the brain. People who experience traumatic brain injury, the people who use marijuana already has less
Less
damage
brain
in the,
death.
the damage in the brain. Less brain cells die
When they have cannabinoids circulating during the injury.
during the injury.
I mean, it sounds like this is short of, just short of a miracle plant almost. I mean,
Because again, it maintains homeostasis. It means to maintain
The balance in the
normal
body.
functions of the body. That's why it is not limited to a certain organ system. The
So it's-
cannabinoid receptors are throughout the body.
And as we know, no, I mean, it's when your body is not in balance, that's
Yes.
when illness
Yes,
begins. No?
stressful conditions trigger the release of these natural endocannabinoids in our body. Now, our lifestyle has evolved more dangerously than our body could catch up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
evolve. That's
why
why
so much cancer now,
Yes,
and so
that's
much
why-
heart disease and all that.
our endocannabinoids cannot do it alone. That's why supplementary or exogenous external cannabinoids are of benefit.
So we need Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We need help.
We
No,
need
no,
help,
just,
yeah.
but
Plan.
no, really. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, Doc, because really, when you come down to illnesses now, and so many people sick, you spot on. It's lifestyle. It's our bodies can't cope with the changes around us, with the toxins around us, and that's
Yes.
it. That's it.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
And as I was saying earlier, it is criminal for a regime to not allow people with legitimate medical needs to have access to the benefits of such a benign plant as marijuana.
And even on a recreational basis, I mean, we allow alcohol. It's readily available everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, and as you've said, Doc, you've outlined the differences between the two, and I would have to say that marijuana is so much more acceptable. Hearing all of that, than alcohol.
Here
There
in
is
the
a-
Philippines, we don't even have an age limit. Lasenggero tatais can tell their kids, buy some gin in the
Utusan,
store.
di ba?
Yes.
Right. And there is
yeah.
one other drug that is even more dangerous. This is called nicotine,
Of course. Oh,
which
here
is
we
a
go.
very
Yeah.
addictive drug and
Yes,
has been
yes.
killing, together with the tar in cigarettes, tobacco has been killing a lot of people.
Of course, of course. Well, gentlemen, our time is so short when we talk about a topic like this. But before we go, very quickly, last words. Let's start with Doc.
To my colleagues, fellow doctors, I invite you to study cannabis as it is our duty to explore novel treatments for our patients. And as we know, medicine is a lifetime of studying, so the learning never ends for doctors. What is medicine yesterday may not be medicine tomorrow, and what hasn't been medicine yesterday could be medicine tomorrow. I just have to add that cannabis has been a medicine longer than it hasn't been a medicine. It hasn't been a medicine for 70 years, but it has been a medicine for 4,000, 5,000 years.
Bravo. Very well said.
Right.
Chuck?
Well, cannabis is very useful. We have succeeded in filing a bill in Congress. That's House Bill 4477, or the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Act. We need supporters for that. Those who believe that cannabis will help, those who believe that cannabis is medicine, open up, make a public stand. Go to the internet, make your stand known, and help this campaign to legalize medical cannabis in the Philippines.
Thank you very much, Chuck. No, very inspiring talk I had with you, gentlemen. We're surely going to be supporting this in the months to come. God bless you guys. And if you guys need any, if you have any guest speakers, I'd be glad to have them here on Philippines Uncut. Thank you very
so
much.
much for
Bravo.
having
No,
us.
thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
More
Thank you,
power,
thank
more
you.
power. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's show on medical marijuana. Join us again next week here in the show where we talk about what matters to you guys, because you guys matter the most. I'll see you next week.